Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about American politics and something astonishing that just happened, which was laughter about January 6th insurrection attempt. Those are my words. In my opinion, January 6th was 100% an insurrection attempt that President Trump just didn't have the stones to finish, right? It started to get real. Literally, people started dying. Word got back to him, and he's like, "Oh man, I can't repeat the Civil War, right?" Like, and that's pretty incredible. Like, that I think that's what happened, and like this is my jam. I love looking at things that people are like, "What was that?" And so different people have different takes on January 6th, right? Some people literally see. Some people, you ask them what January 6th is, they're like, "Oh, it was a peaceful protest." Other people like that was a failed insurrection. To me, that's what it was. It was a failed insurrection. But it didn't fail because the people weren't willing to commit and fully insurrect. It failed because the leader didn't have the stones to finish it. Or didn't have the stones to finish what he started. That's pretty astounding, in my humble opinion, right? Like, pretty incredible, right? But today I want to talk about Jerry Seinfeld's film Unfrosted and the political speech that Jerry Seinfeld, Melissa McCarthy, Bobby Moynihan, Christian Slater, Dungeons and Dragons actor Hugh Grant, right? Um, let's keep it going. There's like quite a few people in here. Um, there was really an astonishing amount of talent in the. Peter Dinklage, Game of Thrones. Peter Dinklage, um, the guy from 30 Rock, or like the Heartland guy from 30 Rock. And it was just, there was so much talent in this film. It was astonishing. Some TikToker, I don't know the name of, who has, 5 million followers. It was incredible, right? And I think what was really amazing about this was this is capitalism at its peak, right? And people are like, "Hey, why do workers take so much guff for? Why do the unwealthed take so much guff from the wealth?" Well, the reason in America we've literally built a system where the unwealthed can become the wealth. That's real. That's not. That's no longer debatable. That is debatable in any other country in the world. Like the systems in like Britain, right, to keep the unwealth, and the wealth. Like they still have nobility there. Like a king and a queen. Like it's astonishing. Right? Like they have incredibly powerful systems that have been built to make sure the unwealth remain the unwealth. But in America, you can get on your come up, and it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter what preference you have, it doesn't matter what gender you are. We have billionaires in every color of the rainbow, and we have billionaires who are under the rainbow, and we have billionaires who are, men and women. It is astonishing. It's real, right? It is very real. Um, and so and Unfrosted is that because Jerry Seinfeld was already a billionaire, was already cashing. Get this. They said that, uh, who's the guy who just passed? Matthew Perry. Um, yeah, from playing Friends. He was collecting $20 million a year in residuals. Jerry Seinfeld has been collecting that way longer than Friends is around, right? And is quite, and most people think he's a billionaire. Like he either has half a billion, three-quarters of a billion. He might have $2 billion, right? He is wealth, right? But Unfrosted was him going to Netflix and saying, "I want to make a movie," and then him saying, "These are the people want," and just making the list, and Netflix going and getting it, and him going, "This is everything I want to do," and him doing everything he wanted to do. And one of the things that he wanted to do in there is Jerry Seinfeld is extremely conservative, right? And what he did with Unfrosted, and thanks for your patience. This is the point of the video. Let's nail it. He openly mocked January 6th. He put Thurles Ravencroft, real voice actor for Tony the Tiger. He dressed him up in every single way. Tattoos, everything but the color scheme was the same as the red, white, and blue shaman who kind of was the the most iconic figure in January 6th, and then had all the serial mascots like raid the Kellogg's building exactly the way MAGA supporters invaded the government buildings on January 6th. That is incredible, right? And he openly mocked. He said January 6th is a laughable matter. Nobody needs to worry about it. It's just funny. Because that happened less than 4 years ago, right? Could you imagine a film openly mocking 9/11 4 years after? You couldn't have done it. You can't openly mock 9/11 now, right? You can't make a joke about 9/11 now, and it's like 23 years later, right? So that is powerful political speech, saying to everyone, "Hey, everybody, pay attention now. Does not matter. Does not matter. Does not matter." Right? Like January 6th doesn't matter. It's a laughable matter. Laughable. Nobody needs to worry about a failed insurrection in America. It's laughable. And people did laugh. People laughed. Now, millions of people watched Unfrosted day one. Day one. We'll get the metrics on Sunday, but I can tell you right now, it's definitely going to be in the millions, right? And I did laugh at some of those jokes as well, which has surprised me. And then I started watching, and the reason we're talking about this now is I started watching the critics, and they were astonished that Jerry Seinfeld was so seamlessly able to make January 6th a laughing matter. And that's going to stick, right? I think the left is getting very worried. They've been manipulating the American psyche for 80 years, right? And the conservatives are so like anti-art, anti-communication, anti-entertainment, anti-fun that they have never really had an ability to move the needle on the American psyche, but this is it. This is conservatives manipulating the American people, manipulating the American political process for their gain. And my point is, I'm okay on both. I don't even wish for a world where it's not done. I'm like, hey, it's here. It's like gerrymandering. Just get good at it, right? And so this is extremely interesting, and I really want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my opinion on the subject. Please consider share every single word of what you just heard was my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.